Thanks for tuning in and welcome back to the box. If you're new here, this is our 2013 Mitsubishi Fuso FG that I'm turning into an overland camper. And if you've been watching for a bit, you know I've been having quite the struggle getting the engine to start. I've been robbing parts off of this one, but it's still a no-go. So for now, I'm gonna get back to working on the interior because I think it's about time we made these seat boxes into actual boxes. I'm sure many of you have been wondering how I'm going to turn this extrusion into a box. And one of the key features is the groove that's in it. Well, that groove is about 1/4 inch thick. So if I take 1/4 inch thick material, I can drop it in. And not only that, because I've got a groove at the bottom and a groove at the top, if I can get a piece to go in the bottom and the top, I've essentially made a large I-beam. Of course, we got to use the right material because something that flexes isn't going to really do us any good. But what if I had some 1/4 inch thick material that was stiff? Well, this is my secret stash of aluminum composite panel. It's a plastic on the inside and a layer of aluminum on each side, so it's very lightweight and stiff. It's 1/4 inch thick and it's got a nice white finish. So what do you say we cut up one of these panels into the right size pieces to fit into the benches? Let's see what it looks like. First couple of panels are cut to size. I've got two here, one to fit in on the front of the truck and one to fit in on the back. But you might remember when I assembled this that I used some 3D printed corner brackets, and these fit into the slots on the T-slot extrusion, which means in my corners I'm gonna have some interference. Both the bottom and the top have a piece of plastic in there. So to make this work, I'm going to be notching out the corner on the bottom and the top of each of the panels so that when they fit in, they can slide all the way up into the front for a nice clean finish. And obviously this is a nice flexible piece of material that I can bend to get in there. When I go to install the actual panels, I'll need to lift the top piece of this extrusion back off again. And one more thing you might be wondering about on these forward panels is my wiring, because as you can see, this wiring is on top of this, and I do intend to have, I'm gonna leave about 1 inch gap here so that my wiring can get through on both sides, because I do have my inlets over there that need to get through to the charger, and I'll have some AC and DC wiring that needs to get out of the box on the sides. Now that gap won't be left open forever, but it will be left open for now. To make the little corner notches, I'm just going to cut with my DeWalt Cordless grinder with a really thin zip disc on it. It does a nice quick job and doesn't take a lot of material away. To slip the panel in, I'm going to bring it up from the bottom and push it into the groove underneath here and then drop it down, which means this piece of T-slot needs to come up. Now the back isn't actually secured, so I can lift that all I want. And at the front, I just need to take these two bolts out. So that is our first panel test fit in place, and it is just a test fit. So it is coming back out again because I need to peel the protective coating off around the edges. I'll leave it off in the middle to keep protecting it until our build is complete. But that combination of this T-slot extrusion and this aluminum composite panel is what's gonna give this seat box its strength.
Time to play Film Dub. Welcome back to Whose Box Is It Anyway, the show where the boxes are invisible and the points don't matter. Before I touch the front and the back, come on, get it right this time. This is the legendary invisible box, passed down for generations. It's said once you touch both the front and the back corners and slip your fingers up inside, you can unlock the secrets of perfect Wi-Fi reception, but not wireless microphone connectivity, obviously. Now the top has a guillotine and the front is electric, so let's take it apart.
Now that I've test fit both the front and the rear panels, I can take them back apart so that I can peel the covering off around the edges, so that in 2 to 3 years when I finish this, I'm able to peel the rest of the coating off. I'm pretty sure you can picture the same process for this side, so we'll skip that part. And if you're interested in how I built the rest of the structure for this, make sure you go back and check out the other videos in the build series. Of course, I gotta put together the other side of the back, and when I get that in, I'm gonna have to get in the other side of the front. Once this side of the front is in, and this side of the front is in, and the two back pieces are in, we really get an idea of what kind of space we're gonna have in here. I have to say, I've never worked with aluminum composite panel before, but I'm pretty impressed by it. The amount of strength and stiffness that you get out of a piece this big compared to a piece of the plastic of the same thickness, or the amount of weight saved by going to plastic in the middle versus a solid piece of aluminum like this is pretty impressive. It's also pretty easy to work with. I was just using my cordless saw with a 40-tooth blade on it, and I did all this cutting on a single battery. So if you're looking for a strong, lightweight, easy to work with panel board for the inside of your camper that won't absorb any water and it's got a nice finish on it, I'd highly recommend working with ACP. That's ACP aluminum composite panel, not ACP Autoridad del Canal de Panama, but I can say they're pretty good to work with as well. Clearly there is still a lot more work to do on these seat boxes, but I think you see where I'm going with this idea. And that's 4 more pieces closer to being finished on this truck. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to share the video around if you think it'll help someone. Give us a comment, and if you haven't already, hit subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.